What is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut. This is my review of episode 3 of House of the Dragon. I'm excited to get into this one, obviously because of that major battle sequence at the end, but we can start at the very beginning, which is the hunt that is establishing the second year of Aegon. This is Aegon II, which is the son of Alicent Hightower and Viserys. This is pretty much showing you what happens when you have a male heir inside of Westeros. It's incredible. It's awesome. Everyone loves it, which is exactly the opposite of what Rhaenyra wants. She wants to be respected. She wants to have some recognition. So this entire first half of the episode is dedicated to the push and pull between Aegon and Rhaenyra, and this is baby Aegon, so obviously we're going to get into it a lot more when it comes to much more older Aegon. But when it comes to baby Aegon, we already see that he's receiving a lot of love, way more love than Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra is almost kind of being pushed to the side by being married off to a potential Lannister, which eventually we all know that's not going to happen. But even the idea of her being married off is something that she's just so put off by. I can't lie, throughout the entire episode, I understood the imagery, the symbolism, everything they were trying to get, but I still felt like there was a disconnect, mainly between the transitions between Rhaenyra and Viserys. I felt like they were a little cold. Not enough was really going on to really motivate you to be invested as much as you should be, which you should be. Again, when it comes to the symbolism, the animal symbolism, the boar, the stag, the white hart, which is something that Rhaenyra and Kristen Cole sees and not her father Viserys, which is what he was supposed to kill, is another very symbolic gesture showing you that she is the one who locked eyes with it and she chose its own destiny, which again was not to kill it. And then the idea of even hunting down a stag and cornering it and trapping it and pulling it just to make sure that the king gets the final blow, even if it's the most lame kill ever, is also very symbolic throughout this entire first half of the episode. Either way, this entire first half was cool, it was important, it was symbolic, but it definitely felt like it needed a little bit more of a spark. Rhaenyra gave it that spark. I like that scene when she shows up with the boar covered in blood inside the camp and everyone's reaction to that. I thought that was a cool moment. And the Alicent and Otto stuff to me felt like overdone because we've seen so many of these scenes now, and by the time now she's queen, she should have a little bit of a say and she should have a little bit more of a voice, and I feel like she says like 3 words an episode. So I wish that we did get more of her and her relationship with Viserys and less with Otto and less with her father and the Hightowers. I still feel like we need a little bit more of that. Okay, but now to the stuff that I really want to talk about, which is obviously the battle sequence between the Crabfeeder and the Velaryon fleet and Daemon Targaryen. We reach the camp of the Velaryons and they're talking about how the Crabfeeder keeps hiding inside these caves, so that the dragons are essentially useless because they can't see the army and they don't have an army there to burn down. And I like that they say dragons right off the bat. They don't say Caraxes. They don't say one dragon. They say, no, we got dragons. My wife is Rhaenys. That means my kids have dragons. And that means she has a dragon as well. We eventually do see one dragon that I'm so excited to talk about. When my boy Seasmoke shows up, Rhaenyra Velaryon's dragon, which is the son of Corlys, his dragon is my favorite dragon from the book. I freaking love Seasmoke. I literally yelled out, "Yo, Seasmoke!" It's a silver dragon. It's huge. It's got long wings and it flaps super hard. Like, it's supposed to be a super intimidating, powerful dragon that Rhaenyra Velaryon flies. So I love that he showed up, and I love that that's the only dragon we got to see in battle. We didn't see Caraxes in battle unless it was the first part of the episode, but when it comes to the actual battle sequence, it was just Seasmoke from what I can see. I mean, I've only seen the episode once. I'll have to go back and rewatch, but it looked like it was just Seasmoke. And I loved how Daemon decided to take down the army himself, literally facing down an entire army one-on-one. I thought that was a cool way to establish him being powerful in battle and being a badass that he is, not just on the dragon back, but on the battlefield as well. And Daemon obviously getting the final kill on the Crabfeeder was important to establish who he was and who his name is when it comes to battles and wars and fighting. That's what Daemon is good at, and that's what he likes to do, which is very counter to what Viserys is. Obviously, we see that scene with the stag to show you that he's not really a strong dude, versus Daemon, who is a very established warrior. a really good fighter and can really do some damage when he wants to do it. So that scene where he's taking down the whole army and then the Velaryon army shows up and then Seasmoke shows up, it was so cool. It made the whole episode worth it for me. I loved it. I thought it was a cool moment. And obviously Daemon gets the final hero shot at the end to show you that what he wanted to do at the Stepstones is exactly what he got. To establish his name, to show people who he is, to show them like, yo, I'm Daemon Targaryen. I can take down stuff on my own. I don't need help. I don't need anyone. I can have a tiny army and that's all I need because I'm essentially the army. So I love that they did that throughout this episode. But either way, overall, I felt like episode 3 was a little bit of a mixed bag. I felt like the first half was a little bit lagging. It didn't feel very clear. I felt like the tones were kind of mashing a little bit. But the second half of the episode, it kind of felt like 2 episodes too. But the second half of the episode definitely felt like they picked things up, obviously with the battle sequence, but also with the emotional stakes that were there for Daemon. Daemon felt like he needed to do this. He felt like this is the only way I can do this. If I get help, I'm done. I'm cooked. I can never be the kind of name I want to be. But either way, those are my thoughts on episode 3 so far. Let me know what you guys think. I'll go back and rewatch it a few times. It probably changed my mind. But for now, these are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What was your favorite moment of the episode? What'd you think of Daemon this week? What'd you think of Rhaenyra? All that good stuff. Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to First Cut if you haven't done so already. You can follow me at Squad Leader Ace. You can follow us at First Cut TMO. But either way, guys, for the First Cut crew and for House of the Dragon, I'm going to be peacing out. So peace. Deuces.